You are asleep. They're just getting started. John Romano, Dave Palumbo, After Hours. Welcome back, guys, to the After Hours podcast. We're joined by special guest today, Sammy Gannon, who won the 2019 Battle of Texas Classic Physique Pro Show just the other week. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
And, of course, we got our usuals, Gregg Valentino, all the way from freezing cold, snowy New York. And John Romano from, I guess, moderately weathered South Carolina there.
Rainy, cloudy, nasty South Carolina.
John, you've probably lived in more places than any other person that I know.
What's that?
You've lived in more places than any person that I know.
Well, according to my father, the psychiatrist, that was because I lived on the lam for 8 years.
It's actually a nice story.
And I never threw down roots, so I was like a gypsy. I just moved around. So, but now, I own this place, so I'm here. I'm dug in. I ain't moving. They're going to carry me out of here feet first.
You're done with Mexico, right?
Well, I go back. I still got my lab there, but I go back and forth.
He's got his steroid lab there. I love it.
I got my Mexican. She's right there.
Greg, did you ever think about leaving the country and doing your own thing in another country, or you like New York too much?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. When I leave New York, if I go to Jersey, I feel like I'm in another country.
Yeah, but Greg, when you got arrested for selling steroids, didn't you part of you say, hey, you know what, I'm going to get out of this stupid country. I'll go to Mexico and sell steroids, you know?
When did you get
because
arrested?
every time my friends did that, they went to jail.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
When did you get arrested?
I don't really.
What year were you in jail, Greg?
What's that?
What year did you go to jail?
I don't know. It was 2000.
Was it that long ago?
20 years ago.
Yeah, it is a long time ago.
Yeah. But you know what's funny, Dave? I don't really like to leave New York. I hate going to an Arnold Classic, all that shit. You know what I mean? I don't like it.
Well, that's because you're old now. You're 60,
No,
you know?
Wait, John, think about this. John, because you've been around like me a long time. Let me ask you a question. What the fuck? Did Arnold fuck everybody? Think about this. Why do you fly out to Vegas, where it's hot and everything, in basically the end of the summer, first, week or so in September, and then go to Columbus, where it's snowy and shit? How many times have we've been to Columbus, Ohio? We've been all there together, all three of us guys, right?
Right.
In the fucking worst snowstorms. I've actually been delayed in the airport and shit. Why don't they
It's because it's a creature of
Why
habit.
don't they do the Arnold Classic in September?
It's never going to change.
Because the Olympia's in September.
It's a bodybuilding aspect.
but swap it.
Bodybuilders are a creature of habit.
Why wouldn't you want to fly out to Vegas? Who the fuck wants to fly out from snow to more snow, right? Why not put the fucking Olympia in March? You keep the fucking goddamn...
Because they got to do the Olympia at the end of the year, Greg. It's the Super Bowl. You don't put the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season.
They're never going to fucking
No, I know they're not going to do it, but I think Arnold was fucking sitting back going, fucking A, I'm going to run a show in Columbus, Ohio.
No, well, he's friends with Jim Lorman. That's where that came from. But you know what?
No, I know why he did it. Lormer fucking runs.
But I'll tell you something. What was the last time you went to the show?
2 years ago.
Okay. They did something great. They moved it all into one venue now, so you don't have to leave. If you're in that hotel chain that's all connected to each other now, I don't even go outside. As a matter of fact, I don't even see Columbus, Ohio. I go from the airport, I get into a cab. I'm in the Hyatt Regency Hotel I stay usually.
Yeah, you just take that path.
And I everything's in the hotel. I don't even leave. So I don't even know if it's snowing out anymore. It's great.
Like the Olympia used to be.
When it used to be in the Mandalay Bay. And you never left.
Dude, I
think that's the shittiest hotel.
I used to go there when it was the World Championship. Remember when it was the World when Gaspari won it back in like 88, 89.
89, the first year they had it.
Before it was the Arnold Classic.
That was the first year it was the Arnold Classic, actually.
89. But I'm saying Gaspari won it in 88 when I was there. In
World Championships.
Yeah, you had to drive all over the fucking place. Yeah. I was driving around with Shane DeMora.
But they didn't have an expo, correct?
Yeah, it was a very small expo. But the difference was you actually can get parking in the parking lot. You remember, John? You'd park right outside the venue. You'd jump in there.
And outside, yep.
Dude, but wait a minute. There was no expo. There was no expo.
Well, when I went in 94. There was about maybe 50 booths. It was downstairs in the Veterans Memorial. So upstairs was the show, downstairs was the expo.
Right, but I'm talking the 80s, though. I'm talking
89, there was no expo.
No, it was just a show. Yeah, it was just a show.
Right, it was just a show. You went out there for the show. You know what I mean? And then that was it.
Did they charge for the expo back then?
I think they did. They didn't, Greg? It was free?
When it first started, I don't think they charged. I don't remember.
It was like $5 though to get in. It was like nothing.
That's why the Olympia's
but it was all like equipment. It started out to like show like equipment. Like they had all I remember like new Body Masters and shit like that. You know what I mean? That's how it started. He was showcasing that stuff. And then the supplement companies started coming in and all that. And now forget about it. People go just to go to the expo.
It got so busy.
There was almost no supplement companies in '89. There was a small hand.
It's actually fallen back if you think about it. Because like when a supplement company goes out there, we spend so much money on the booth, that. Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's a marketing. I always found that if you're a new company, it's great to go to those shows so people see your company and get exposure. But once you've been there a couple of years, I don't know if there might be diminishing returns after.
The Arnold is the only show that we actually like profit from.
Yeah, but
the Olympia now.
The companies are all cheap now. They give out half a candy bar and shit, right?
No, we give
they
out.
They put out a little drink like this shit in a fucking Dixie cup.
Nah.
What do you guys give out at Blackstone?
We give out dust. Sometimes we give out the pro hormones.
I love that product, Dust. Who's not gonna buy a product called Dust?
Or fucking Euphoria. Euphoria, that's our sexual stimulant / like mood enhancement product.
Well, guys have to use that before they go out to the parties. After
party talk a lot.
Hey, John and I don't believe you. Send us samples.
Yeah,
I got you.
Chris. Greg loves anything with stimulants in it, so send it out to him.
What's your favorite pre-workout?
His favorite pre-workout is whatever he gets for free.
Okay.
Anything for free.
Yeah.
I like.
All right. Well, give me your address.
Give me your address. I'll send it through.
He'll send you some.
And it won't be a sample. It would actually be a tub.
Oh, you'll get a free tub. You see? It's a good.
All right.
It's your lucky day, Greg.
It's not 30 servings. It's 25 servings. So.
Thank you. I like you already. I'm rooting for you now in the Olympics.
See how it is.
Did you say free tug? Is that why Greg's so excited?
Now, Greg, is it true that you're working at Macy's in the city of Santa Claus this year?
Yeah, right.
I heard you trying to make a few extra bucks. They gave you a costume.
I'm working as one of the elves.
Couldn't you see Jimmy Paletti would be great as Santa Claus, wouldn't he?
Dude, get the fuck off my lap, you fucking kid.
No, Jimmy's a softie with
Get out of here.
He'd be the worst Santa Claus ever.
Bro, he would have meltdowns. Get this fucking kid out of here. Yo, your
drunk.
mom's hot. Bring her over here.
What the fuck? Your kid needs a diaper change. What the fuck you putting him on my lap for? What the fuck?
That's exactly what he'd say. Yeah.
That's right.
You picture him on there, forget about it. Hey, kid, there's no such fucking thing as Santa Claus. Get the fuck out of here.
So what do you do now? As of
What's
now,
that?
What is your schedule like now? Besides the TV show,
he does nothing.
I do nothing. No, I still work for fucking Joe over there at Muscle Sport, man. I do a lot of little things, and I get paid this much as when I used to work from Blackman and got paid a lot more. You know what I mean?
He had the column in Muscular Development. It was one of the most popular columns, and he made a lot of money from that. I'm 60
years old.
I mean, you don't look 60. I'll give you that. I'll give you a compliment.
Are you gonna actually collect Social Security soon?
I don't know, man. I support everybody in this house. Pretty much. I'm ready to suck a dick out there. You
better be careful what you wish for.
You might have a job at MD still if you're willing to do that.
Dude, I'm kidding around. These fucking people watching this would be like, I knew it. I heard all kinds of shit about this guy. Nice try. I'm only fucking.
And then Dave's gonna get all of these DMs. What's Gregg's PayPal account?
No, I don't want no.
No, it's more like Venmo, Cash App nowadays.
Yeah, Venmo. Yeah, we'll get some Venmo.
No, I'm good. But it's.
I gotta say, have you guys ever received any money from Walmart? You know how you can do Walmart to Walmart transfer? They have a service.
Walmart. I try to stay out of Walmart.
Listen,
dude, I spend money at Walmart.
I have sometimes people who want to buy contest prep, they don't have a credit card or a PayPal account, so they want to send you money. You can go to Walmart and actually send money via Walmart. So it takes like 3 seconds, and then the person can go pick it up. So
there's an app that you do that with. It's right on your phone. You don't need Walmart.
I'm saying
Venmo's for.
One of the
Venmo, right?
Right, Venmo, but there's other stuff.
You also have Cash
My
App.
girlfriend's right here. I'll just
Zelle.
throw it here. It's $20 right there, like that. Why do I need to?
Bank to bank.
All right, listen. So this guy goes and sends me money. I go to the Walmart to pick it up. Okay. And it was actually for a snake because, I breed snakes. So he sent me money to buy a snake. I went to go pick it up. There's 10 people in line in front of me last night at like 8:30 at night, okay? God knows why everyone's going at 8:30 at night to pick up money, but whatever. Every person on that line could not pick up the money. There was a block. And I'm thinking, what a bunch of degenerates, right? They can't even get the money. They're probably trying to scam Walmart. I get up to the front of the line. They're like, sorry, the number doesn't work. You're blocked. I'm like, I'm blocked? For what reason? She's like, I don't know. It seems like Walmart is afraid that people are scamming people out of money on the holidays, so none of the money transfers are going through.
But
so they keep
that's
it.
like a Western Union.
Yeah, it's a scam.
And
they
then
keep the
release
fees.
it after Christmas.
Right. They keep
in
the
the
fees.
form of a voucher that you can use that you can spend.
Have you guys seen what shipping's like? Shipping's like nowadays, like UPS. It's taking forever. Amazon's killing everyone in shipping. It's insane.
Amazon has their own trucks. Then they
Their
have
own
people
trucks.
driving to my house in their own cars saying
Why
they're
do
from
they have
Amazon.
a penis on the truck?
No, it's insane. Like
They have Mercedes trucks. Did you see those trucks?
My wife ordered.
They got their logos a fucking penis.
My wife ordered me
Is
like
it
an
really?
eyebrow trimmer.
You never seen it?
No.
My wife.
Tyler, what up, Tyler?
Hold on. Let the guy talk for a second.
My wife ordered me an eyebrow trimmer when we were in Texas at the show, and literally, she ordered it. She went to the gym. 2 hours later, this is not my house. This is my grandma's house. Amazon truck shows up and literally drops it off.
Yeah, I get things the same day.
That's fucking. But
John,
that
maybe
was
you could
literally
use
a
an
2-hour
John
order.
could use an eyebrow trimmer too. He's got the big eyebrows.
He needs the nose trimmer.
My wife loves them. She gets pissed off when I trim them. She goes, no, don't do that.
No, you should get them. You should have the Vietnamese wax them.
Brush man jealous.
He said you should get him a Vietnamese waxing.
It's amazing.
Fuck that shit.
No, bro.
I did that one time. Anybody who does that's fucking nuts.
I must be
Lee
fucking
Priest
nuts
to
because I
get a
do that once a
Vietnamese
week.
happy ending.
He goes once a week.
Once a week.
Greg, what do you think about guys that wax their eyebrows?
Fuck that. I would
Really?
never do that.
How old are you?
26.
How old?
26.
Oh shit! Fuck.
What?
I got kids older than you.
Yeah, shirts
You
on.
got grandkids older than him, probably.
I wish I had grandkids. My kid's married. He don't have kids.
Yeah.
He don't want to have kids.
I don't want kids.
You know?
No?
I keep asking my daughter too. When am I going to be a
I'll probably
grandpa?
change my mind.
Unbelievable. How
You
old
just
is your
got
daughter,
through.
Joe?
You just got done being a father. Now you want to be a grandfather already?
Well, it's easier to be a grandfather. You
That's
take
true.
the kid in, you jack him up on Mountain Dew and sugar, and then play with him. You break all the rules. You tell him he can do whatever the fuck he wants, and then you send him home.
Right. That's payback,
'cause it's
right?
gone.
That's payback, dude. The kid.
I
How
told
old
my
is your
daughter,
daughter?
you just wait. I told her when she was 3. I go, you just wait.
Oh, forget about it. My daughter's a fucking maniac. My daughter fights MMA. You know that, right?
Yeah.
My daughter's a jujitsu. Oh Christ, she's insane over here.
I didn't know that.
Could she beat your ass?
Oh fuck, she'd kill me. Yeah, she's tough. My daughter was a bare knuckle. Never lost. Was bare
Really?
knuckle first, then fucking now fights jujitsu and Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
She wants to fight in the UFC. She's insane.
Nuts. That's good though.
What made her decide to go into bare knuckle fighting? That's
She started in college in a fraternity, and she started fighting girls from the Bronx.
Is
And
she a
actually
lesbian,
Had this
or-
one girl, this big black chick with dreadlocks, right? And she was beating her. And the girl did a Mike Tyson. She grabbed my daughter in the ring and bit her on it right here.
What?
And took her to the ground. Everybody plowed in the ring. My daughter was on the bottom of the pile, right?
Right.
And she had the girl by the dreads, and she just started headbutting her, bang, 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 while everybody's on top, until the girl just killed over, boom, like this, and she broke the girl's nose and everything, but she was all fucked up, my daughter, a little bit here, and then she was all out like this, but she knocked the fucking girl out.
Greg, where did that come from? Like, who did she get
I
that
have
from?
no idea. She also can smoke more marijuana than Snoop Dogg. I don't know. And you know me.
Don't
I'm
take
against
this the
that
wrong
shit,
way.
bro.
Is she
I
more?
don't believe in it. People say, "Oh, marijuana, it can help cure cancer," and I say, "Well, somebody should tell Bob Marley that, because Bob Marley smoked more pot than anybody on the planet, and he got cancer in the toe first, and then it eventually killed him.
That's true.
So it didn't help him."
Let me ask you something.
I don't think
Greg.
the claim is that it cures cancer. Is that it eases the symptoms of chemotherapy.
No, John, some people say it cures cancer, some of these advocates
I've
out
heard
there.
people say it cures cancer.
Yeah.
I say, well, fucking
Well,
who smoked more pot than Bob Marley?
I'll defer to Greg's Bob Marley example. Then. things.
Can I ask one question, Greg? Is your
Yes.
Don't take this the wrong way. Is your daughter a lesbian or
No.
no? She just likes to fight.
But she's when she went to college, she did the whole kiss the girl thing. You know what I mean? Like she's back and forth. She's nuts.
So bisexual
Yeah, pretty much.
or bi-curious, I guess you can call it.
She's.
I don't know what the
I want to know where that anger comes from because you're not really an angry guy, Greg.
That's bullshit.
No, I'm not at all. But you know what's funny? She's not. She's only angry with me. You know how your kids are.
So she thinks she's beating
it's
you
like
up
your
every time
wife-
she beats.
Your wife will tell you off, or your girl will tell you off. But then they're nice to everybody else. Everybody say, "Oh man, your wife's the nicest girl," and you're like, "Yeah, we'll get her pissed off." Well, it's the same thing with your kids. Oh my God, you're so annoying. You're an idiot. Shut up. You're embarrassing. But if you saw my daughter, she looks like she's 15. You know what I'm
really?
saying?
Wow, that's
Like she's
funny.
got curly hair, blue eyes, but she'll fuck anybody up. She's crazy.
Who taught her how to
She
fight like that?
So she's even when she in the jujitsu dojo there. She only lost one time, and it was to a guy, and he choked her out.
Wow.
A big kid.
Do you
They
think
fight
she
guys,
can?
you know,
You
when
think she can go far in MMA? I mean, could she win the
Yeah,
championship?
you know what it is? You got to remember, my daughter was an athlete first. She played lacrosse. You know what I mean? She played varsity in 8th grade, and she was a captain and a basketball. Same thing. So and you know what else? My daughter, when she was in 9th grade, she was she was in a jouster. She's where they like remember American Gladiators when they
Yeah.
stand there on top of that shit, and she's never lost. There's video. I'll
So
send you
she's
some
very
videos of
she's
her.
very competitive.
Yeah, that's
That's what
when you
makes-
got that.
How old
in
is
you,
she now?
22.
Maybe Sammy Gannon. Are you looking for a girlfriend?
Dude, I'm married.
Oh, you're married. Forget it. Never mind.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
right.
I was going to
Alright,
make a
don't worry.
shiddock. You know what a shiddock is?
A what?
Shit,
A
I-
shiddock. You know what that word is, John? Yiddish?
No, I should, but I don't.
It's like a matchmaker.
There you go.
Making a match.
Yenta.
But he's married. I still
I'm
forget it.
married.
You're like dude. I do the same thing. I tell everybody I was a Jewish woman in my last life. You know.
You know what? I had
'Cause
my
always like to
DNA
hook
tested.
people up.
I had my DNA tested from ancestry. I'm 69% Jew.
yeah, but
Really?
Jew is a religion. What are you, 69%
Well,
from where?
Is that,
it's
is that why
ironic,
John
but
and I are getting no
So let me
supplements?
ask you a question.
ancestry calls me a 69% European Jewish. That's how they actually classify me.
So you're
And
Really?
the other
European?
25% is Italian.
Yeah, but from what country?
The Eastern European, it applies to like Poland, Russia, those countries there.
Like Ron Norman.
Yeah. Isn't it real weird that I got 69% from, because you never get 50-50. You could, you don't know until you actually get tested what your makeup is.
Was the Sicilian?
Usually they do say Sicilian. They classified me as 25% Italian, which could have been from the entire continent, which is interesting.
Only 25%?
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah,
weird?
but you can't go by that because
No, they're testing your DNA. They know. There's
No,
markers.
but I'm saying, but back in those days, fucking hundreds of years ago, Germania, was all over. Half the Italians in Italy have German. If you want to get technical, you know what I'm talking
I'm
about?
3% Middle Eastern, which is, I'm sure, where the dark blood comes from. Because you know what, John?
That's
Someone
what-
corrected me. They said the blacks didn't invade Sicily. It was the Moors, and the Moors were
What
Arabic.
part Middle?
Right.
Yeah, Middle Eastern, yeah.
From Arabia.
like
my
descent,
kids are
Palestinian.
Yeah.
like a quarter black. Their mother is mulatto, my ex-wife. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
told me that, yeah.
And they got all kinds of African shit in them. You
That's
know?
good. The more mixture, I think, the healthier the person is, because you're getting like
Oh,
that
the better
hybrid
genetics
vigor.
you have.
Yeah. You should, John. I want to see you get your genetics tested on Answers. It's like $60.
I'll do it.
Go online, and you know what happens? Because I'm convinced we're probably related somewhere down the line. Because once you put your DNA into the thing, all your potential cousins, first cousins, second cousins, third cousins, fourth cousins, will come up as matches. It's amazing. All my cousins came up, which goes to show you that the stuff is legitimate. Because I didn't
We
put
have
them in there.
there's way too many weird shit that we have in common for us.
Yeah, I think we're convinced. I'm convinced we're at least second cousins. I'm convinced of it.
And we have to be.
Yeah.
Greg, do you know that his ex-wife and my ex-wife live in the same fucking building?
Well, they
in
did.
Florida?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
No way, really?
They did, yeah.
That's fucking
Were they
crazy.
friends and shit, or it's just
No,
coincidence?
no, they didn't even know each other.
Just coincidence.
Yeah.
And they're both bodybuilders too.
No, we went to the Nationals one
They
year.
train at the same gym.
We went to the Nationals one year, and my ex came and just said hello. She just came to say with her husband, new husband. And John's like, where do you live? She's like, oh, I live in that building over there, which was like across the street from the hotel. John's like, that's where my ex-wife lives. It was really funny.
But it's like little shit. Like Dave's drinking out of a glass, you know? I get the same fucking glass on my desk. You know? Remember that time you were looking for a picture of Arthur L. Ray and I think his wife, and then I had posted one, and then you had posted the exact same
the exact same picture, yeah.
I mean, little shit. It happens. It's been happening for decades.
Yeah, we're synchronized for sure.
It's nuts.
I think I'm related to Lee Priest. Did you ever see that picture where we kissed each other? I got to send it to you, Dave. You'll put it.
What happened? What happened?
Didn't I send it to you?
Now you guys are talking about Lee Priest. What happened to him? Why did he paint his face and just go all
crazy?
He
just got the tattoo erased from his face.
Oh.
Yeah, he's getting it erased.
It's erased.
It up to here on his neck. It goes right up to
his philosophy when he was younger was totally different to what he is now. He just hates...
Lee is just anti-establishment. That's his whole shtick.
If you know Lee personally, I've been with him personally.
Watch the TV show. Do with him every week.
He's a pisser, bro.
Yeah,
He'll make you laugh your ass off. He's a fucking great guy. I love him.
He's the most down-to-earth, real guy you'll ever meet. Yeah.
He's a good guy. If you're around him, he'll make you laugh.
I just didn't understand his philosophy on the way he put on size.
He's a genetic freak. He doesn't know why he puts on size.
His father was a bodybuilder. The kid was.
Did you see that picture of him that we posted from the last show? He's got a 22-inch. His arms are 22 inches. He's not on any drugs right now.
Oh, I know.
He's crazy.
Did you see those pictures he posted when he was 13 years old?
Yeah.
The guy he looked like a physique competitor.
He went to Venice Golds at 19. He was 5 times Mr. Australia at 19 years old already.
Right.
And
I know.
They just gave him a pro card. They're like, fuck, how can we not give this guy a pro card? He's a freak. And Jim Mannion gave him a pro card.
His mother's the one who started. He was a kid. Watch his mother train.
They competed in couples together.
Yeah. They mixed pairs together.
Yeah, he's a good guy though. Forget about bodybuilding. If you hung out with him, he's a good guy. He's a really good guy.
Yeah, he's very down to earth. Did you see his daughter? What she looks like, Greg?
Dude, oh my God, I love his daughter.
She's got the same genetics he does.
I know. She's a cutie.
She does bikini now or something like that. But she could definitely be a bodybuilder if she wanted to. She's got great shape.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin her. She looks good the way she is.
Don't go back.
She could probably do it naturally. He did it. His mother did it.
No, he took Deca.
Well, he did drugs, but I'm saying when you ever see him natural, he was pretty good natural. You know. He didn't use drugs till he was when did he say he started using drugs, John?
Well into his career, and then when he did them, he did really little. He'd forget to do them.
He only used GH once, I think he said too, or something like that.
If that, I remember him talking about using Deca, and he was like, had to take
by itself. I remember.
Yeah, by itself he took it. Yeah,
just Deca and 2 cc's, and he had the syringe on the kitchen table. And he kept forgetting to take
it. We all get like that.
I wish I had his genetics.
I don't forget one shot. Never once.
My dad said to me once when I told him I wanted to be a bodybuilder and I had left medical school, he's like, but you don't have arms like those guys. He was basically saying, what are you, crazy? You're wasting your time. And, at some point in my career, he actually said, I never thought you were going to look like this. So, but I didn't have the genetics. Like some guys, you just see their bodies before they start lifting, like Ronnie Coleman, that they're meant to bodybuild, that they are just built. Yeah.
Dave, I sent you pictures of me.
You were a freak. You were a freak.
I was 11 years old and I didn't lift weights, but I was built.
You were a freak.
I'll send you the pictures again.
If you wouldn't have ruined yourself, you definitely would have been a pro.
What'd you ruin yourself with?
Yeah, but I didn't care about,
I know you didn't care, but I'm saying you could have been a really good pro because you had the genetics to be a pro. Naturally, he looked like he could have been a pro.
Thank you. When I was 19 years old, I was really jacked.
He never used any steroids, and then when he decided to use steroids, he went nuts with them.
Yeah. Well, I was starting to sell them. You know what it is? You watch everybody else. I was natural 23 years, and I'm watching these guys come in the gym, and they'd be asking me, like, dude, what can I do to get big and all this shit? And you waste your time telling them, like, what to do. They don't listen to you anyway. Then 6 months later, you see them, and they're walking around fucking jacked. You know what I mean? And it's because they're taking shit. So I was already a drug dealer, and I figured, fuck this. I was like, maybe 175, but I was, tiny ways to do the vacuum, like, the whole bit.
You had arms too.
Yeah, I was really built. I had big arm natural, but I could blow my nose and my arms grew. You know what I'm saying? And my legs, though. My legs were my best body part. See my hamstrings when I was a teenager?
You were a freak. You were a freak.
Why didn't you pursue it?
Because he's a Mama Luke. He's a Mama Luke.
Yeah.
And then Blackman turned him into the rambling freak.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any synthol or anything?
He never did synthol, but he did a 10cc bottle of testosterone in each arm every day.
Every other day. I took, no, I didn't do
1,200 milligrams.
I took
2,000 milligrams.
Dude, I was just such a drug dealer, bro. Dave, you know to deal with me. Yeah. I had so much shit. I had boxes, huge boxes of bricks of Steris fucking drugs. Testosterone,
American-made testosterone, yeah.
And back then, Steris was you remember, Dave, in the 90s, Steris was the shit. And I had it right from where it was coming from. But let me tell you, I used to take a box, and I'd be like, why, which is a bottle, a 10cc bottle.
Right.
And I'd be like, 200 milligrams, so that's 2,000 milligrams. I'd say, why leave any in the bottle? Fuck it. So I would take all 10 cc's, which is 2,000 milligrams.
Oh, I'm thinking about that. I was doing the math wrong, but that's fucking insane.
And you put what, half in each arm?
I would do it again on fucking Wednesday, and then I would do it again on Friday. That's 6,000 milligrams a test. Then I would go down and I would meet one of my boys, who I don't want to say his name, but he's a very famous New York bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Okay. And he got Dominican stuff, and I used to get the jugs of Ganabol. Remember the green
Equipoise,
Ganabol?
Equipoise.
Dude, I would take
it was called Ganabol.
50 cc's.
It was Equipoise.
Throughout the week, I would take the whole 50 cc's on
top
of.
Where'd your blood work?
And then drop a couple little fucking Russian D balls. Why not? But then you get the sustenance, and the sustenance came in a strip, and it would pop out. I'm talking about
the Russian sustenance.
Right, and pop them babies out and choke. So actually, I was taking more than 6,000 milligrams a test. I put 100 fucking pounds on. 100 pounds.
When were you shooting the 2 quarts of propionate in your arms?
How did you sleep at night, Greg?
I would every other day.
Were you in pain when you'd go to sleep at night?
What's that?
Were you in pain from the injection sites at night?
No, I loved it. You
fell asleep?
I swear to God, Dave, I swear, people don't, Dave, this is something you could talk about too. I swear to God, people don't notice. But when I did all that shit, I used to get like tonsillitis a lot when I was younger and all this other shit.
Yeah.
It bolstered my immune system somehow. I think because your body attacks all that, all that drug and oil and shit that, from the drugs. And I think that it made my immune system stronger, because it constantly, I don't know if that makes sense, but bro, I never got anything after that. Like, I didn't get the tonsillitis. I used to get it all a couple times a year. Never got it after that. Never.
Yeah, I used to complain to myself about having to take a shot, of 3 cc's, like maybe 3 times a week. Where the hell were you putting it all? I know you put most of it in your arms, but I mean,
I moved it around. Put it. Yeah,
you put it.
But that's 2,000 milligrams. How the fuck?
He's still absorbing it to this day, 10 years later.
You gotta understand, injection sites swell, right? So if you shoot, I don't care, even if you shot 1 cc of whatever, you keep sticking it in your ass gets bigger. Yeah, I had a friend that had like a shelf.
Yeah, that oil never got dispersed in the muscle.
It's still dispersing. He thinks he's natural. He's on hormone replacement for 20 years because of it.
It's the truth. People don't know that shit. Like, I didn't take anything for years after I got arrested, and that shit just fucking slowly left me. It was like time release.
You basically had not a trachea. What do they call it? The inserts.
He's got like an implant in him. He's got like
you have a megadose implant.
You know what? Someone should create like breast implants like that. Except you can put like bicep implants, and it slow releases testosterone into your body.
Basically,
you missed your calling, Greg. Maybe you should invent that.
The half-life was like 6 years.
Yes, it was 20 years.
That was a long time ago. People see me now. I mean, I'm not fucking super jacked. Right? People still ask me about the exploding arm bullshit. You know what I mean? How's your arm doing? I'm like, shit, that was fucking. I filmed that in like 1999, man.
Greg? How many bottles of Stera stuff would you buy at a time from our boy over there?
Oh God, Dave. I bought a lot. I mean, we would get like 2,000 bottles. It's crazy, insane numbers. But listen, guys, this is what people don't understand. I used to fight with those guys all the time because there was a main doctor. I don't want to say his name. I'll tell you afterwards,
Yeah.
There was a doctor, okay? And he would get this. The reason why the steroid shit was there was because this doctor was Dominican. And he would get stuff for a Dominican, he had a rejuvenation clinic and a clinic. It wasn't just for rejuvenation, but it was he was also he would treat male psychoticness and all this shit and impotency over in the Dominican Republic.
That was the story. Yeah, that was the story.
Right. And he would get the shit, like fucking truckloads of the shit, but it would never make it to the Dominican Republic. And he didn't want to get arrested. He was smart. So we got these street guys. You know what I mean? I don't want to, they belong to a gang and stuff. But anyway, he would get them to sell. So he would tell you, listen, this week I want you to deal with Jose. So I would deal with this guy for a couple months, and then all of a sudden Jose disappears. So I'd call up the doctor and I'd say, I can't get a hold of Jose. He'd say, okay, now you're going to deal with Carlos. You deal with Carlos because these guys would, I don't know why they disappear, but all kinds of fucked up shit would happen. But here's the thing.
Did you ever deal with the guy in Jamaica Estates?
The what?
The guy who lived in Jamaica Estates in Queens?
Yes. Are you kidding me?
Okay. I didn't know if you did.
Of course. It was he became a good friend of mine.
He was a good guy. Yeah.
He had that hernia in his stomach. I don't know if you.
I didn't know. I didn't know him that well.
He's dead. He died.
What?
Yeah, he's dead.
How did he die?
We're talking about the same guy. You got to be talking about it's.
How many guys live in Jamaica Estates? They have to go up the apartment building up the stairs.
Of course. Dude, I got stories about that shit. He was one of my good friends. He's dead. He's been dead a while. But wait.
How did he die?
I think he had a heart attack.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Every time I went, that was the only place I ever went to get anything, and I felt like I was like going to I thought I was doing I thought it was like I was buying heroin or something like that, or
but
cocaine.
Dave, I used to get it with him. You have no idea, bro. You go to his house and he'd be sleeping, and he'd wake up. He was always fucked up from I'd go to the bathroom and he had like fucking Thai stick, which is like this fucking I don't know. He smoked that shit. It's like in the tub and in the fucking sink. His wife and kids sleep in the next room. He had all kinds of shit, bro. I've been there. We had like $1 million on his table in cash.
Oh, really?
And he'd be sleeping like this. You could go over there, take. He wouldn't even know. We'd give him money, and he'd say, "What's this?" And he had that voice. "What's this for?" And I'd be like, "Bro, I was here last week. You don't remember? Got all that deck and shit." "Oh, yeah, all right." He didn't even know. But wait, here's the problem. When I was dealing with the fucking momos on the street, the Latin guys, right? I had to deal with the doctor. Let's say I would get the bottle of test, let's say, for like $8, right? Yeah. I go to these guys and I'm supposed to, get $8. And the guy would say to me, the new guy, like let's say I went from Jose to Carlos, right? So Carlos would say to me, okay, it's like $10. And I'm going, no. It's $8, bro. I'm buying 2,000 bottles. If the extra two, you're talking about the difference of like thousands of dollars. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because even though we tacked $2 onto it, they would tack money on it, and we'd have wars. I'd have to call up the doctor. He'd say, okay, fuck him, don't deal with him. Now call this guy. It was always,
They're trying to get paid. Middle is
crazy.
The funny thing was they were that cheap, and it was funny. I would probably pay about $18 to $20, which was still really cheap.
No, that's cheap.
Then I would give it to someone who was, for maybe $35, and then they would give it to someone for $50, and and they were still cheap. It was 10 cc bottles of American testosterone. You really couldn't. Nowadays those things would cost $100 probably.
I'll bet you didn't know this. You could have back then, if you could have gone into Washington Heights, right? Okay, because I used to go there all the time. And you could get certain pharmacies would actually, because they're Dominican pharmacies, they would actually have like Anabolex, which was D-ball. Remember in the rip-outs? There were rip-outs. It first came in a little bottle like this.
Okay.
And I swear that's why a lot of them girls from like the Dominican Republic were hairy and shit. because that shit was given to people for dysentery. Like if you got sick over there, my brother-in-law was Dominican, right? And he would say to me, shut up. He'd say to me, my girlfriend's like the peanut gallery over there. My brother-in-law would be like, yeah, this is shit we take when we're sick, and I look at it, I'm like, dude, this is fucking D-ball. Originally came in a bottle, But then bodybuilders started going over to buying it, so they put it in a box, and it looked like supplements.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
But the Dominican pharmacies in Washington Heights, if you went in there with a
Who
Dominican,
the hell wanted to go to Washington Heights? You had to be out of your mind there. You used to
Well,
like
you know,
that.
I mean,
You
I-
loved the
I
city.
was
You
in
loved
with
it.
all those guys, so it was nothing for me. You know what I mean?
You never got jumped?
No. Yes, but not there. I got set up a few times.
Greg almost was assastated in Yankee
Yes.
Stadium.
Mark.
That's another
Oh
story.
yeah. Oh yeah. I also in a house. I got hit in the head with a shotgun. What's that?
$8 you were paying for what year was that?
Oh God. I mean, I started that in like '92.
Like, John, that was the source they were getting it from. It was free.
Right, we were getting it
Remember
from
the
the source, right? Plus,
mean-
we were buying.
Rob, you know what? It cost me $2.70 to make a bottle of test in Mexico.
Wow.
That's bottled, labeled.
But
capped.
John, that was from Steris, the real company. I
What
can't
part of
believe they were
Me-
getting it that cheap.
What part of
My shit's
Mexico
real.
is your lab?
No, but wait a minute. The thing is, though, the reason why we would get it like that, because back then we were buying big numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Greg, how were they getting it so cheap? Was the doctor getting it for free?
No, doctor might have been getting it for like $3, $2. I don't know.
It's one of the cheap. A kilo of testosterone powder costs $700.
Wow.
Man, it's gonna go
You
up
know,
in price.
you get-
I'm talking about.
What are you going to do, John, now that China's not going to be exporting anymore, I thought?
China exports it. They didn't stop exporting.
I thought they made it illegal. I just heard that recently.
Make what illegal?
January 1st.
January 1st, China
Well,
can't, it's illegal to have those powders.
It's not that. They're gonna basically anyone that's not licensed is gonna get shut down.
Well, he doesn't have a license, I'm sure.
yeah, but he's
It's
in
always
Mexico.
illegal. It's not. I don't send it. I don't send it to America.
No, I know
send
you know,
it-
but I'm saying to get it from China, I don't know if they'll be able to send it anymore because I heard they're making it illegal in China, aren't they?
No,
My,
anyone
my
that's
girl
not.
didn't say. My agent didn't say anything.
Oh, no?
I got a big order in now that they're shipping to Mexico,
Oh.
and they said no
Wow.
problem.
Cool.
It's more of like the SARMS Act too. That's what they're trying to.
I don't know why anyone likes SARMs. I mean, compared to anabolic steroids, SARMs are like M&Ms.
I wouldn't know. That new
It's like
research.
taking a secretagogue.
There's no new research.
Yeah,
It's not. They're not as strong. It doesn't
you
matter.
haven't took the injectable. You can't say that.
I
Hey,
believe
this-
that anyone who thinks that the SARMs are just as strong as
I don't
steroids,
think they're strong, but I think they has a play in a part of. Some
I don't
things.
think so. I don't believe so.
I don't
And I'll
think
tell you why. I think what's happening is a lot of the SARMs are not SARMs. I think they're putting other stuff in there, and
No,
that's
we
why.
they test them, dude.
I don't believe it. Hey, you know what?
can't
John,
regulate
what was
that shit.
Greg? What was the number one thing you would tell people when you sold steroids back in the day when they asked, "Oh, you sure the stuff is good?" What would you say to people?
Who, me?
Yeah.
This is the '90s, and Steris was so. People
No, but
wanted-
forget Steris. What would you say? Oh, this stuff is tested. We had it tested. Someone had it tested.
Oh,
you
yeah, you
you
know
never
They
saw the
have
lab
tests.
test. You never had the lab
You
test.
can actually see the lab test.
I don't believe it. I don't
Nah,
believe it.
you know what's funny though? Back then, though, it was different. It's different than today. I don't even get involved in that shit. I don't want to know. But the thing is, back then, it wasn't as, shit wasn't as fake or bootlegged or whatever the fuck. I didn't know any of that underground lab shit. We would go, you get shit from like, my friend would get the Polish D-ball. My God, Metanabol. That shit was my favorite. That worked like fucking Anadrol.
Well,
Those orange strips. Yeah,
You
Dave,
guys
you remember?
back then had better stuff, way better stuff.
Yeah,
And
with
nowadays,
pharmacy.
nowadays there's a different. It's the same thing with a supplement company. There's a different
Yeah.
lab
You talk
popping up
about
everywhere.
trend? Fuck trend. We had fucking
Fuck
real
trend.
parabolling.
Parabowling is legit. I mean, if I can, if
France.
Yeah.
I can get my hands on it,
It was
but
expensive, yeah. It
This
was
was
expensive.
the '90s, though. I don't think you can get parabolling now. That was a
They
long
stopped making it.
time
they stopped
ago.
making. No, if anyone claims that's parabowling, it's bullshit.
I went to
Oh, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah?
You can buy the raw material for that's trend
Well,
hex.
isn't
Oh,
it trend?
yeah, you
Isn't
get
it
the raw
trend?
material, yeah.
It's trend hex, right?
Hex.
Yeah,
What-
see, I know nothing.
You can-
I don't
you
know
can
anything
buy
about
that.
that raw material stuff. I don't know anything about. That's all Greek to me. I don't.
No, you don't. That's why I'm explaining.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't know that you could
The
either.
fact
I
that
never heard that you can make this shit.
That can be made by any underground lab. You just buy the raw materials. That's around all the time. I know 10. I don't make it because I don't have a call for it because it's too expensive.
Do you have a call for SARMs in Mexico?
A kilo of hex costs $17,000.
Do you have
What
a
the hell
call?
is hex?
Do you have a call in Mexico for?
Terrible.
Do you have a market for SARMs in Mexico or no?
No, because it's why. First of all, the Mexican market is the most difficult ever because
Especially with supplements.
What supplements and supplements too, yes, and drugs, because A, they have very little money to spend on this stuff. B, everything is fake. So they're used to everything looking a certain way. So a steroid has to be in a 10 cc bottle. It has to be a clear bottle. It has to have a certain color top. It has to have a hologram. It has to come in a box. It has to be shrink wrapped. It has to look like all the other ones. And so you can have a guy, you can stand, you can hand him here's a bottle of mine. I got a 5 cc bottle, amber bottle, everything the way it's supposed to be, looks just like it came from another country, a legit pharmaceutical. Okay, and they'll read the label and they'll go, oh, 2,000 million or 200 milligrams per cc, and then they got some bogus bullshit, fucked up, crooked label. Their ink is running on the fucking box. It looks like some kid made it in his bathroom, and it says 400 milligrams.
It's true,
and they'll buy the one knowing 100% it's fake. They will buy the one for this.
What do they do? What do they use though?
Other than not the one, the real one that says 200 milligrams, because it says 200 and not 400.
And what do they fake usually with like weak test propionate?
Well, yeah, the ones I had tested were either had nothing in them, or like something like
oil.
Primo would be 25 milligrams a test, or Deca would be 25 milligrams a test. Most I know this one guy who operates out of an old laundromat. It still has all the washing machines and the dryers, and he's got the boxes stacked up on top of the washing machines. And he's got boxes and boxes. They come in a trays, with 100 with the gross on each one, and they all got no labels. And
he just says
So he waits. He gets an order for 100 bottles of Deca. He sticks the Deca label on.
Oh, no.
So 50 bottles of Tren, he sticks the Tren label on.
That sucks.
Same shit. And they don't fucking know. And then that's what they get. And, why isn't there a Mr. with as bodybuilding a friendly a country as Mexico is with respect to the economy?
No offense, but they look like shit.
The food, the legalities, everything. Why don't we have the top 5 in the Mr. Olympia from Mexico, right? Well, there's the reason.
Fake drugs, yeah.
See,
what about the growth hormone?
I've been out of the loop with all that shit. This shit is like, I've never, like, after I got arrested and done with, I was done with all. I don't even know anything about the new drugs. People talk to me about that shit. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking. I have no clue. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, back then I was, the 90s, the steroids. After that, I don't know anything about this shit that goes out.
Life changes, man. It evolves. You gotta, the new.
I know, but you know what it is? I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't want to be involved in that shit.
I really wish. Look. My view of the future is that eventually, like marijuana, they'll just say, you know what? What do we fucking care about these stupid steroids?
No.
Let these freaking give them a medical steroid card. Let them go to the pharmacy. Buy it from the pharmacy with a doctor's prescription.
Never happened.
And that'll be the end of the black market for steroids.
But they're doing that now somewhat.
Nah, it's only hormone replacement.
No, wait. But there's a lot more doctors that are more liberal and more giving
For
guys
hormone replacement, but you can't go buy
No.
Trenbolone and Deca and all that stuff.
Well, they're prescribing Anavar.
You can only get a script from a doctor if your test level is under 300.
Right.
You have to have the blood work to support it, and if you don't, the doctor's going to get popped.
Right. And these doctors, I don't blame them. They don't want to lose their license.
I'm not
talking
about
8 years in
I'm
school.
about, But dude, my test level is fucking low. All the shit I did, plus being 60 years old, fucking, you know what I mean?
What's your nanograms at?
Mine?
Yeah,
Mine was like fucking 125 or 130 or something like that.
But think about it, Greg. If you were at like 1,000 or 1,500, you'd probably be like uncontainable. You know what I mean? I think the reason why as we get older, our testosterone drops is there's probably a reason for it.
It's the stress on the body.
Alive.
Yeah, you
right,
live
but you know
longer.
what, though? As we get older, you don't want to be big. I don't want to be big
but my
like that.
levels are high.
I don't want to be like fucking walking around 250. I was 275 at fucking almost 280 actually at 5'6".
I know.
That's not good.
No, because but that's my thing with like this. Like a lot of people, because I messaged Dave a long time ago. He probably doesn't remember, but I had bad cholesterol issues. But cholesterol runs bad in my family, and it wasn't. It couldn't have been from the shit I was taking. It was honestly because the amount of weight I had on me and like
Genetic predisposition too.
That's what I'm saying. But
you can't escape your genetics. You can only respond to your genetics, and that's why it's good to
but
identify.
You look better
those
like
things.
that. You look better what you're doing now, and stay with the physique. You don't understand, bro. All these bodybuilders are asking for it, and a 40-inch ripped waist just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good.
I'll be honest. I don't take more than 200 milligrams of test.
If you want to live a long life, look at Dave. Dave was one of the biggest motherfuckers. I remember in like.
But you never took that much.
Remember Dave when?
Yeah, no one took a lot back then, but it was
like
I was still
when you
big.
were at one of those shows, the Strong and Shapely shows.
Yeah.
When I saw you there was like 1998 or whatever the fuck it was.
That's when I was my biggest, yeah.
Dude, you were fucking. You were so fucking big. I mean, he was humongous. He can do that now, but he wants to live to
They
see
look
his
like boots.
children.
No, you know what was impressive about Dave's size? Was it not just that he was fucking huge?
Shredded.
It's that he was shredded.
He was. I don't think.
Shredded.
And he
Dave's
ate
ever felt
McDonald's
butter.
every fucking day.
That was
That's the
that
thing.
was my
I
secret.
love when he does that
that
because
was my secret.
literally off season last year when I put on so much size, my thing post workout every other day was Wendy's, Davies double, 2 large fries.
I don't
and
know
a
what it
milkshake.
does. There's something in there. I'm telling you.
It
I
definitely has
grew.
anabolic properties.
I grew. I can't tell you why. I don't
The
know if it's the
sodium.
hormones in the meat or what, or if just.
I mean, my blood
grew
work
from
like
eating McDonald's.
shit. My blood, my blood pressure was always fucking high, like every time. But
That's just from your
It's
weight.
the sodium. That's why. It's
Yeah.
the sodium. But
All right, you know what,
Dave-
guys? I got to wrap this up. I got another interview coming up. I love this show because I love talking about the old times and about steroids. And Greg, you were one of the big
90s.
players back in the day. And Greg, what's coming up for you? You got anything on the horizon?
Yeah, I'm gonna go bang my girlfriend after this.
All right,
No,
very nice. That's good to know.
No,
I'm going to sleep much
I'm
better
doing
tonight.
Generation Iron actually again.
Okay.
Thursday they're filming like I just did Generation Iron 3, the movie. Now I'm
Right.
doing Generation Iron 4.
Oh,
believe it or
good.
not.
Congratulations, John. Anything up on the docket for you?
What?
Who, me?
John?
Yeah.
Just Gaspari stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
he keeps me pretty busy.
Any new products coming out for Gaspari?
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of new. He's got a cool new product called Detonate coming out.
All right.
Pre-workout.
Cool.
What I'm doing, I wrote an ebook for him. We're putting that.
What happened?
We lost John.
John,
We lost him. He froze up.
I guess that's our signal to wrap things up here at After Hours. And remember, we never sleep at RxMuscle.com. Thank you, Sammy Gannon, for coming into the studio. And congratulations on
Attaboy,
the big
Sammy.
win. Greg, thank you so much. And guess what, guys? We'll see you next week.